This is an investigation of what happens when Sagarin encounters a situation where football teams have settled something on the field. So let me show you what we have here. We have a league with 5 teams, A through E, A through E. And we have the records here of what happened. When A played B, they won by 10 points. When A played C, they won by 10 points. When A played D, they lost by 10 points. When A played E, they won by 10 points. So all the green boxes show where teams won by 10 points, and all the orange boxes show where teams lost by 10 points. And all the yellow boxes say where teams did not play against themselves. Now, Sagarin always starts off with some average rating for everyone. So if we start off with the assumption that all the teams are 75, then when A beats B by 10 points, they were an 85 quality team that day. And when they beat C, they were an 85. And when they lost to D, they were 65. And when they beat E, they were an 85. And so forth for all the other teams. A finished 3-1, 3-1, 2-2, 1-3, 1-3, as shown here. And when you then stir these numbers together, you come out with a rating of 75 for A, 79 for A, 79 for B, 75 for C, 71, and 71. How do you get this rating? Well, very simply, you average these 5 results. You say, wait a second, there aren't 5 results, there's 4 results. A only played 4 games. That's right, but you always bake its prior rating into itself as a break or a prior or whatever you want to call it to prevent instability. All right, so now after one round of analysis, you would think that the team's ratings would be like this, but you're not finished. This is a recursive method. So what you do is feed your new opinions back into here and say, well, now I think these teams are 79s and these teams are 71s, and you redo all the analysis. And what do you see? The best game anybody ever played was when A played B. A gets an 89 for doing that because B was a 79. On the other hand, the worst team anybody ever did was when A blew a game against D. D is a 71 level team, and you lost to them by 10 points, so you're a 61 that day. So now you rerun the entire analysis. You would then take these outputs, paste them back in here, do it again, paste it back in here, do it again until things have stopped changing. But as you see, in a very, very simple case like this with only 5 teams, they've already stopped changing, so the analysis is where it's going to go, and we're done. You can publish these answers. So now you ask yourself, wait a second, wasn't this settled on the field when Team A played Team B? We saw it happen. A beat B by 10 points. But if you think like Sagarin thinks, you got to somehow explain how Team A bombed out against Team D. That was the only game that D won. And so are we going to go by what their best performance was? We're going to go by their worst performance? The most humiliating or embarrassing game that happened? Did Team A display their prowess by beating Team B? Or did they show that they have gaping weakness by blowing a game to Team D? Well, what Sagarin does is average everything together, which in this case comes out a tie, and it says, I can't tell who's better, Team A or Team B. This leaves out that, home and away, all these games were on neutral fields, and it leaves out subtleties of scoring, like all these victories were by 10 points, just to make a simple example. But the point is, the way Sagarin handles this sort of thing is, I'm going to rate their overall performance in all games combined, blind to all other detail. And so in a simple scenario like this, I wouldn't want to guess if Team A is better than Team B. You got to explain how A beat B, and you got to explain how A blew a game to D. And so the most economic way of doing it is like this.